Hello and welcome to the Monster Painter. This time I got a bag of goodies from the thrift store. Let's see what kind of tabletop fun is inside. So, what's inside our $5 bag of thrift store fun? Well, we'll find out as soon as I get the bag ripped open. And it looks like we have a variety pack of tabletop miniatures in a range of sizes. There are some HeroClix models of the superhero variety, some Star Wars models from the old Wizards of the Coast Star Wars miniatures game, and we also get a couple of HeroClix models from the popular video game Halo. It's an interesting lot. Let's take a closer look. So let's take a look at what we got. Well, one of the best things, I absolutely love these HeroClix models of Man-Thing. He's perfect for a particular monster, the Shambling Mound. And one comes already off his base. And then we got a fellow called Nightmare, who is begging to be a vampire, if he's not already a vampire. And then we have this crazy guy. What was his name? He's got a funny name. Aeneas? Okay, whatever that is, but he's gonna be a very fine demon or gargoyle or something. And then one of my all-time favorite Spider-Man villains, Mysterio, and he will make a very good illusionist, I think. And then we got Sasquatch, a Marvel character. I hope Marvel doesn't think they own the copyright on Sasquatch. Next up, we get a couple of guys from Halo. What is this guy? This is a Brute Stalker with a spiker rifle, whatever the hell that means. He's a Halo villain. And then we get another, I presume, Halo villain. He's got a very outlandish pose, and he is a hunter fuel rod cannon. I would hate for someone to shoot fuel rods at me. That sounds very, very unpleasant. Yep, they're gonna look great. And finally, we get three Star Wars miniatures, including this Wookiee warrior and this kind of crazy thing. It's called an Ugnaught. I guess these are Uggernaut. These are Ugnaughts. They're on in Empire Strikes Back. They're kind of like the workers on the planet or the Bespin Cloud Station. Then we got this thing, a knobby white spider, and boy oh boy, he's a wonderful looking white spider and perfect for fantasy games. Hardly, I guess monsters, science fiction or fantasy are monsters, and monsters are pretty interchangeable. So this is a great set. I'm really looking forward to, I'm gonna touch these guys up and see if I can make them look all extra pretty. So if I'm going to get these models ready for the game table, I will have to get all the HeroClix models off those big chonky Clix dials, score up their feet, and re-glue them to a proper base. HeroClix models aren't really collectible and aren't worth too much, so I'm not destroying anything valuable here. Although I think the Halo ones might be resold for a couple of bucks. I don't care. I want to use them. Once I get those Clix rebased, I futz around with them, touching them up, repainting parts. I stick to the original color scheme for the most part, so it might be a lot of work for not much difference, but let's take a look at the final results. And we're off to the races, starting with one of my favorites in the set, Mysterio. This is a really interesting model to begin with, having different areas of translucent material, a nice sculpt of a wonderfully eccentric supervillain. The original paint job wasn't too bad. I only did some touch-ups and added a little color here and there to bring out the textures. Mysterio himself is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, a real A-lister who managed to make it into a recent-ish Spider-Man movie. He is billed as a Hollywood special effects genius turned to crime. What great stuff. I'm going to be using him as an illusionist, naturally enough, in an upcoming Frostgrave one-shot adventure. I think he's perfect for the part. Here we have Nightmare, a classic foe of Doctor Strange and the Ghost Rider. He is the ruler of the Dream Dimension, Fear Lord, and Psychic Vampire. I did more work on him than Mysterio, teasing out the details on his face and adding color to his costume to make it a little more interesting. He's a no-brainer for the role of vampire. I mean, what else could he be? He will fit in well as a Frostgrave vampire. You can tell he is a wretched undead survivor from the golden days of Old Felstad before the terrible calamity by his strange fashion choices and rather outlandish haircut. Next up, we have the most obvious HeroClix proxy for a Dungeons & Dragons monster ever. I think the Shambling Mound, a dreadful swamp monster that is so tough to kill, is based off of Man-Thing from Marvel Comics. But we'll cut D&D some slack because I think Man-Thing is inspired by DC's Swamp Thing. And both of those characters rest upon the old trope of a scientist turned into a monster. At any rate, this HeroClix Man-Thing model is the perfect Shambling Mound miniature. Frankly, I think it is better than the official WizKids version, and he's cheaper to boot. I did a relatively simple bit of work on him, some washes and some dry brushing and some highlights just to bring everything out as best as I could, and I think he's great. Moving on to yet another scientist turned into a monster, we have the Sasquatch. He is a founding member of Alpha Flight. He is Canadian. He is Jewish. He is more or less based off of the Hulk, having gained his monstrous powers from gamma ray exposure. I think gamma rays have to pass through a comic book or they're gonna kill you. Sasquatch is named after the Native American forest spirit who is both powerful and shy. The model would be perfect for such an encounter. He would also work well as Sasquatch's cryptozoological cousin, the Bigfoot. This Bigfoot is ready to go head-to-head with any cyborg, no matter how expensive that man is. I will probably use him as a white gorilla in Frostgrave. And thank God for that privacy mullet. I hope no one casts Reveal Secret on him. No more scientists! We are back to demonic overlords ruling strange dimensions. In this case, we have Annihilus, a vile entity who rules the negative zone and continually plots the conquest of Earth, as one does. The negative zone. I think I have some friends who are from there. Annihilus goes through a number of costume changes over his career, and I don't know which version this is. I do like this model and think he could pull off most any conventional demon role, right up to the tyrant of his own dimension. He will be getting jobs as a minor demon in Frostgrave, possibly a major demon, but one that's not so big and flashy. I think I changed his color scheme the most out of any of the models in this set, but it was largely to make the miniature more interesting. Now, HeroClix licensed a lot more than just Marvel superheroes, and so we have a Brute Stalker, aka Jarhalana Stalker, from that AAA video game franchise, Halo. Apparently these enormous fellows act as scouts, spies, or assassins for the villainous Covenant. I guess they use high-tech camouflage or something, I think. At any rate, I love this space Cyclops. He is big and menacing, fun and cool. I did work on him quite a bit, adding shades of gray and washes and touching up the details, but I'm not sure it made much of a difference. At any rate, it's a great model, and I look forward to finding a role for him in some kind of space adventure. Our next Halo model is a hunter, more properly known as a Megalekolo Gestalt. It's a collective of small worms organized together to improve their intelligence and strength
in order to operate power armor and become a dangerous weapon in the service of the villainous Covenant. Oh yeah, if only the model lived up to that awesome backstory. When I first saw it, I thought it was a dumb action figure. And when I realized it was a gaming miniature, I thought it looked like a poorly posed action figure. Oh well, I tried to give him a worn look to make him more interesting, and he's still gonna get some work in Stargrave as a warbot. Now we are leaving HeroClix behind and moving on to models that don't need to be rebased. Star Wars Miniatures! A game from the turn of the century, and just one of the many tabletop iterations of that space opera franchise. Of course, this is a Wookiee warrior, a formidable opponent, and the backbone of the Rebel Alliance. It's a pretty straight-up miniature and could find a home in just about any miniature-agnostic science fiction game. The scale of current Star Wars games is all over the place, and I think he's a little small for just about all of them. But that's okay. He's still cool. I gave him some highlights and changed the color of some details. It's subtle, but I think it helps. Our next Star Wars miniature is the Uggernaut, which is a piece of industrial equipment operated by Ugnaughts on the Cloud City of Bespin. I guess it gets pressed into combat for reasons, and really, it's a pretty cool model. I put some work into this one. The poor thing had been slathered in black wash, so I brightened up the model, I painted up all the cables, I shined up the metal, I sharpened the details, and I'm quite pleased with the results. Now, the only question is it orky enough to join the WOG? And the final model in the bag is this big, monstrous, knobby white spider. An enormous creature that lurks on the Swamp Planet and Yoda hideout, Dagobah. It is clearly one of the coolest Star Wars boss monsters, and I think it even made an appearance in that flagship series, The Mandalorian. It's a magnificent model that illustrates how a monster is a monster. Alien enough to be science fiction, weird enough to be fantasy. If you need a big spider, no matter the setting, this dude gets the job done. I put a lot of work into painting him the same colors as the original, but the main problem I solved was the base. After all, half a scenic base is no base at all. And there you have it. 10 miniatures rebased and touched up, and all for just $5 at the thrift store. I couldn't be happier with this little bargain bag. And you know what? Now I think it's time for a monster fight. Tonight's fight features this absolute nightmare. When he's not battling Doctor Strange, he's ruling the Dream Realm. Versus this classic old villain, Annihilus! Conquering the Earth is his hobby, ruling the negative zone is his job. Which otherworld entity will triumph? Only the Fate Stones know! Whew, well, okay. There's a lot more grappling than I expected. Let's see how this plays out. Once again, we learn negativity will crush your dreams. Oh, hello. I'd just like to take a moment to thank my channel members, Mark and Lauren. Your support is always appreciated. And if you would like to support the Monster Painter, with money, just hit that join button. And then you could get something fantastic, like digital badges, early access to Monster Painter videos,
a monthly members only monster fight. Yeah, and the dark knowledge of unknowable gods.
I must once again continue my epic struggle against my pile of shame. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and ring the bell! Ring the bell!
You are watching Less the Monster Painter.